Hello, my name is Diana, and my Info 244 online searching final project presentation is on methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, MRSA, a client project. Just to give you a brief overview, MRSA, as Bill Santamore describes in his 2008 article published in Hospital and Health Networks, MRSA is a type of staph bacteria that is resistant to common antibiotics such as penicillin, oxacillin, amoxicillin, and methicillin, and is among the most common causes of skin infections in the U.S. My presentation will consist on the client overview and interview, search strategy, and results. The timing for my final project could not have come at a more significant time in me and my client's lives. The client, my husband, was recently diagnosed with MRSA, or commonly known as MRSA. My husband had recently experienced skin infection that has the appearance of a spider bite. He mistook this for an allergic reaction when he suffered from redness, swelling around the bump he thought was a spider bite. The doctor that treated him at the urgent care said he had a skin infection and prescribed antibiotics. After suffering from two rash outbreaks within less than 6 months apart, each one more painful than the other, this caused a great deal of concern for my husband. He sought out care from his primary doctor and was diagnosed with MRSA. I could tell my husband was relieved to learn what was causing these rash outbreaks, but I could also tell he was concerned and a bit uncomfortable, not knowing what came next. This was a great and important opportunity to help my husband navigate through the wealth of information available on this topic. As an aspiring future reference librarian, conducting a client project to research my client's information need was the perfect opportunity to put into practice the search strategies I learned in this semester's course. I was fortunate to have my husband as my client because conducting the client interview was convenient and allowed for us to learn together what to expect living with MRSA. As Brown and Bell describe about reference work, doing reference work is all about matching the appropriate resource to the questions. My approach was to match the appropriate articles to the questions my client is seeking answers to. After conducting the interview, I had a much clearer understanding of what my client was looking for and produced the following questions. 1. What is MRSA? How does one contract it? And is this contagious? How is this different than a staph infection? 2. Is this life-threatening? How will this affect other parts of my body and organs? I am familiar that antibiotics used to treat MRSA, but what will happen if my body builds up resistance to antibiotics? Are there alternative medications used to treat MRSA? 4. What can I do to prevent from having a future rash infection? I decided to begin my first search phase in ProQuest Dialog. Before beginning my searches, I looked through the pro sheets to locate databases I believe would yield the most relevant articles. I located 3 databases and searched the thesauri for the preferred term for MRSA. I was not able to locate a subject term for MRSA within these 3 databases, so I ran a basic search using the Boolean operator OR and entered methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, or MRSA. This was not a successful search, so I moved on to search using the 64 databases available in ProQuest. I searched the thesaurus for MRSA and located the preferred subject term. Although I was able to narrow my searches by applying the thesaurus terms and limiters, it was a lot of hit and miss searching in ProQuest. My second search phrase was in Nexus. I incorporated the mesh ProQuest preferred term for MRSA in my searches and proved successful. My search yielded over 3,000 results, but was narrowed down to 998 relevant articles. From there, I applied limiters to further narrow down my results. I successfully located several articles that I believe would answer my client's information needs. I presented my client with 15 articles I believed answered the questions we identified during the client interview. Based on my client's feedback, I feel I was somewhat successful in answering most of his questions. I am happy that I was able to share this experience with my husband and assist him in finding information about his recent diagnosis. The the decision to begin my search and progress prior to Nexus overall helped me locate relevant articles in Nexus by utilizing the ProQuest thesaurus. I applied the thesaurus preferred term for MRSA in Nexus, which proved successful in retrieving relevant articles. In my experience, I believe I need to keep improving my search strategies because I struggled searching in ProQuest. I felt confident using Boolean operators, but failed at using proximity limiters. Because this topic is something my husband and I will continue to research, I will continue to put the searching strategies discussed in this semester into practice to help me become a successful future reference librarian. Thank you.